Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we complete a bracket challenge to determine the best of the popular barrel pick bourbons. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Della, Robert Licorice, and Katie Joyce.
Hey gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hello. So we've got a fun show today. We're going to be picking the best of the popular barrel pick bourbons. There are some regular ones that you see quite a bit, and we're going to go through those via bracket challenge and determine which is the best of the regulars. But we'll get to that in a little bit. For right now, Della said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Della?
I want to talk about this new surge of celebrities outing themselves about not bathing. It started about 2 weeks ago with Ashton Kutcher and his wife, Mila. I'm going to screw up her last name, so I'm not even going to try. And yeah. And they admitted during an interview that they barely bathe their kids. They only bathe them when they see a little bit of dirt on them, and that bathing is not a high priority of theirs. And it went viral and everybody was talking about it. And they were just like, they couldn't believe it. It was such a big deal. And then yesterday, I think Jake Gyllenhaal said that bathing is not a high priority of his. And I almost felt like he was saying it to be relevant because of how Ashton and Mila blew up, and that's all anybody could talk about for days. So, and then there's another celebrity in between there that I'm forgetting that came out and was like, yeah, I don't bathe. And so I'm wondering how important is bathing every single day?
I mean, it's part of my daily routine. I feel thrown off if I'm not, taking a shower. And I don't know. I can't imagine it. And to sit there and say they don't hardly bathe at all. I don't know. I don't think you want to hang out with a Steve Akeley who doesn't bathe hardly at all. I'll just throw that out there. I'll throw that out there.
I will say this. I would say this. Last year around this time, I was having serious skin issues, but it could possibly be because I spent every single day in the pool and in the blazing Arizona sun. But so I was having all these skin issues and I couldn't figure out what it was. And so I went to a dermatologist and they gave me like the steroids and all this stuff to try to figure out what it was. But what she did say to me is that bathing every day could be one of my problems. And she was like, you shouldn't bathe every day. It's not necessary. So
I don't bathe every day.
No,
every other day. And I wash my hair like once or twice a week. Once probably a week.
Yeah,
so,
because as a person who was like obsessively over bathing like every day, shower in the morning, shower at night, and then using scalding hot water because that was what felt good. I was just like, okay, maybe I need to dial it back some. And my husband was like, are you going to be able to do that? Remember, you're not supposed to be bathing every day. I get up, I take a shower, and then the next day I get up and he's like, remember what your dermatologist said, you shouldn't be bathing every day. So I have honestly, I do take a shower every day, but if it's a day that I'm going to be in the house and I'm not going to leave and I'm just like around the house, then I'm just trying really hard not to over bathe, because on the days that I do notice that, it's fine. Like I didn't die. My skin, it was, it felt okay. It was fine. And so maybe we're over bathing. Like today,
I'm on the bathe every day train. That's like my my Zen moment every day. It's like where nobody can bother you while you're in the shower. That's the
right.
So that's why I think my wife gets annoyed with me with taking long showers.
You're taking your solace in the shower. Well, today I just hit my pits and brushed my teeth. That was
that's
that was
what?
I do something to like clean up every day, but it's not a full shower, or a full bath.
I washed my face, I brushed my teeth, I hit my pits, and then I ran all my errands, and that's it. But
there you go.
I'm probably will shower before I go to bed, but yeah. I'm trying to not overly bathe. So I don't know if the celebrities have it figured out or if
no. Have you ever, you work environment or whatever, some social group you're in, have you ever been with someone who doesn't bathe enough and you can smell it? Is there anything more embarrassing for that person as you smell their stench than be like, gosh, I never want to be that person?
16-year-old and an 18-year-old, and they're boys. So
right. Well, all bets are off there. Maybe when they start dating, all of a sudden it becomes important. Then it's like,
the 18-year-old is like, he went through this 2-3 year phase where smelling good and being clean was not high priority. But
I get that. I did that too, because I would play baseball in the street, just come home and be like,
he was on the volleyball team, all of that, but now he's in love. He's in love now.
Yeah, it changes things. Yeah.
So it's a skincare routine. And I'm serious. Like, he has a 6-fold skincare routine. And it's always, the skin, the hair, the clothes, everything. So, but the 16-year-old is still a stinky mess. But
yeah. I've worked in offices before where they've had to send people home because they smell bad. That's embarrassing. Can you imagine what that would feel like to be sent home because you stink?
Okay. Think about being the manager that has to tell it.
It's terrible for everybody involved.
Beka, I was just about to say that. So I used to work in the lingerie business, and I had an employee that used to show up just stinking from head to toe. And this is a woman we're talking about. Not that women and men are. But it
can happen to either sex.
Yeah, right, exactly. So she would come after work day after day after day, and her body would stink, and then her breath used to make me like nauseous. And I was like, okay, and I'm the boss, and I'm supposed to say something, because now other employees are like, oh my God, she stinks so bad. Like I don't want to work with her. Don't put me on the schedule with her. And that is even harder, to pull somebody to the side and be like, your hygiene is an issue for everyone. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a nightmare as a manager.
She went to corporate on me on that. Wow. And she called me racist. And I'm like, no, you just stink. It doesn't have anything to do with your race.
You just stink.
My God.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, ma'am, you smell really bad, and it's off-putting to literally everyone that you deal with. And no one wants to be around you because you literally stink.
They don't even want to be on the schedule with you at the same time.
So please just take a goddamn shower.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Give me once a week at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh.
So everybody here, Steve and Robert are on the everyday train.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like the women are kind of like
every other day.
It's not that
every other.
Deal.
Yep.
Yeah. Every other day.
I kind of get that. It seems a lot of women, the shampoo and the hair care, it can be too much, and you can overdo that stuff. And with men, that's not really a factor. Robert and I would probably never think about our shampoo at all. You just whatever you're using.
Heck, with men, the body wash and shampoo is the same thing. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was going to say with women,
you get the 3-in-1, and you're good to go. Yeah.
You might be onto something, because a woman's routine is so much more intricate and advanced. Like, we've got to do the hair, the shaving, the exfoliation. So no one wants to do that every day. It's like, I did all that on Monday. I can wait till Wednesday to take a shower.
My poor husband, like, I've got a husband. I don't have to shave my legs all the time.
Once we get him, honey, we don't have to do all that.
You think I'm going to shave my legs all the time? He's like, oh, honey, your legs need to be shaved. I'm like, do you know what a pain in the ass
every day
shaving my fucking legs is? It's not fun. It's literally the worst. Like, I fucking hate shaving my legs. And so, unfortunately, for Royce, it does not happen very often. Usually about the same time I wash my hair, that's the day I'll shave my legs. Like I said, that's once or twice a week.
Same way I feel about my crotch.
That's so the entire
I gotta put my
time
glasses on because I gotta make sure I get it all, and the glasses are sliding down because you're
It's a nightmare, right, Katie?
when she was talking about shaving her legs, I'm like, well, it's easier. I was like, how do I put this of my commentary of like, at least that's easier.
Della just throws it out there. There you go.
And Della's like, easier than my crotch. Yep, that's it.
It is. Yeah, again, true.
There you go. Well, on that note, Robert, it's awkward. It's time to drink. Robert, what are you drinking, my friend? Help me out.
Oh boy, I think I'm gonna go with the highest proof thing I got in front of me right now.
Yeah, that's why I upped my proof too. I went to the 110 proof here.
I'm gonna be a homer on this one. So got some cast strength corn whiskey right now. Some 4-year-old 118 proof corn whiskey.
Okay, very good. Could be good enough. Yeah, you're throwing up your hands. That could be good enough. I'll go next just to see. I got the Old Pepper here. This is a rye, and it is single barrel. It's 110 proof. So, see what we got. Oh, Robert's better. Robert's got the lead. All right. Next up is going to be. We'll let Beka go next. Beka, what do you got?
I've got some Four Roses, a single barrel here. This is the OBSK. This was selected by All 10. I have no idea who that is. This was stolen from Jeff Kaplan, or actually it'd be Jeff Kaplan. He's a Four Roses guy. When I say stolen, he just forgot it at my house, so I'm going to drink some of it.
Of course. Okay, not as good as Robert's. Robert, you're hanging on. You've got it so far. Katie, you're next.
Okay, I have some Knob Creek single barrel that is hand selected by Friar Tuck.
Okay,
that's great.
Yeah, I think Katie has taken the lead with her Friar Tuck. Interesting. Were you the only person in the store when you bought that? I never see anybody there. It's always empty. It's amazing. It's a huge store, and there's never anyone in. It's me and the 2 people that work there. Anytime I go there, they're like, "Hey, how you doing? You need help with anything? Can I help?"
Interestingly enough, they never give Steve bottles either. I don't know.
Yeah, they never come through for me. I wonder why.
Yeah, never, ever. No one gets in bottles.
Okay, so there you go. So, Della, you're next. It's between you and Katie now. Katie came out pretty strong there, but let's see what you got.
This is a Stumpy's Old Monroe, and it has so much dust on it. This might have been like one of the first that he did. Okay, let's see.
Okay, that was actually pretty good for the amount of liquid that's left in there, but not enough to beat Katie there.
Katie's got it.
There you go. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
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 Katie's cheersing a taco, just so the audience.
She had food brought into her. I like this. Yeah, I need to set this up.
Shrimp tacos. They're so good too.
All right. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. Look at Della's new headphones too. Boy, everyone's up in there.
They're gaming headphones.
Oh, they're cool.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, it's going to be the best of bourbon barrel picks. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking Big Bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
Hey, this is Paul Russo, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about the popular barrel picks of bourbon.
Yes, we are. So we're going to tell you guys what we think is the best one. So that'll be in each matchup. Which one would you prefer to pick up if you had the chance? So it's that simple. The 8 contenders are as follows: Knob Creek, Old Forester, Buffalo Trace, Yellowstone, Four Roses, Russell's Reserve, Elijah Craig, and Wilderness Trail. The matchups will look like this out of those 8 contenders. It'll be Russell's Reserve will be taking on Wilderness Trail. Knob Creek goes head-to-head against Yellowstone. Then we got Four Roses versus Buffalo Trace. And finally, Elijah Craig versus Old Forester. Round number 1, kicking off first, is going to be you, Katie. Russell's Reserve or Wilderness Trail? Which do you think is better?
Ooh. I am going. I'm going to choose Russell's Reserve for my figure. No true rhyme or reason. It's just speaking to me.
It's speaking to her at this moment in time, right here, right now. There you go. All right, Robert, you're next. Russell's Reserve or Wilderness Trail? Which one do you think would be more desirable if you saw both sitting on the shelf when you went into a store?
I would probably also go with Russell's. I've had so many great bottles from them. Not that I haven't had good Wilderness Trail, but if I was thinking in my head which one sticks out more, it'd definitely be Russell's. That
means Russell's goes up 2-0. Della, you're next. Russell's Reserve or Wilderness Trail?
I'm going to have to go with Russell Reserves because I've never had Wilderness Trail.
Okay. And I don't know if it's out in Arizona yet. They're working their way across the country. They are growing quickly, but they may not even be out that way yet. So look for them soon. That means Russell's Reserve will move on. Next up is Knob Creek versus Yellowstone. Round number 2. Robert, you will be first. Which of those two would you prefer if you saw both sitting on the shelf? Knob Creek or Yellowstone?
You know what? You guys were speaking in the last show just how awesome the Yellowstone barrel picks are. So I haven't had any, but based on the recommendation, I'll go with the Yellowstone.
That means Yellowstone goes up 1-0. Della, what do you think? Knob Creek or Yellowstone?
Same. And I was surprised that Robert picked something that he never had. But now, knowing that I really want that Yellowstone too, I'm going to pick them too.
Okay. All right. Miss Beka Sue, Knob Creek or Yellowstone? Yellowstone's up 2-0 at this point.
I've had quite a few of both of these in single barrel picks. And I don't feel like the Knob Creek ones I ever have. I feel like those are always like they just taste the same. But the Yellowstone ones, they are different. And that's what I look for whenever it's a single barrel is like, I want it to be different from the normal profile. So Yellowstone 100%.
Yeah. It's over. Yellowstone moves on. I feel like Knob Creek, if you can find the ones, Beka, that are 14, 15 years old, every once in a while you get those. That's the ones to grab. Those are the different ones, but those are few and far between.
A lot of the times it's, at a hotel, they did a barrel pick through like the corporation, and it doesn't taste like a barrel pick. It just tastes like Knob Creek.
Right. No, I get that. I don't disagree. Go ahead.
I think that Knob Creek should put out some 100% pot still barrel picks is what I think they should do, because that would be crazy different than what they typically do.
Oh
heck 100%. Yeah.
That'd be way different.
Yeah. Who knows, as we transition more and more to Freddie's involvement, and he certainly likes to challenge things and do things differently, we could see something like that down the road. All right. Next up, round number 3, Four Roses takes on Buffalo Trace. Della, you're going to be first. Which of those two, Four Roses or Buffalo Trace?
Four Roses. They're my faves. Well, they're one of my faves.
Absolutely. Beka, what do you think? Four Roses or Buffalo Trace?
What's funny is both of these ones in just like their regular, like their normal bourbon that you get. Both of those I just mixed into things, wouldn't think anything of it. But when it comes to Four Roses barrel picks, they're some of the best bourbon that I've ever tried. So definitely Four Roses.
Four Roses. I can't disagree with that. Buffalo Trace, great product. I enjoy those. I do pick those barrel picks up, but man, there's something special about those Four Roses. I'm going to go that, meaning they will move on. Next up, Elijah Craig versus Old Forester. Round number 4. Beka, you're going to be first. Elijah Craig or Old Foe?
Hard.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough one. I haven't had a ton of Elijah Craig barrel picks. I haven't had a ton of the Old Forester ones, but I did have an Old Forester one that Jackie's ICANN picked out when we were down in New Orleans a couple of years ago, and that one was incredible. So let's go Old Forester.
Old Forester. All right. Elijah Craig, interesting. And there's a whole cult around that. You know, they want out of a certain warehouse and stuff like. I don't know enough about it to know even what's the desirable ones, but I do know that there are people that are totally into it. I'm not one of those people, but I do love those Old Forester picks, particularly since they've gone to where you can get them barrel strength. So I'm going to give my vote to Old Forester. Katie, you're next. Elijah Craig or Old Foe?
So I have pretty much same opinion here, especially with the Old Forester single barrel pick through Taste Select Repeat that they've done. And then especially the most recent one they did with Whiskey Wednesdays, like it was just special. So I'm going with Old Forester here.
Okay. Well, that sets us up with a really solid final 4 here. There's going to be some tough choices. Russell's Reserve takes on Yellowstone. Four Roses takes on Old Foe. Round number 5, I am first. Russell's Reserve or Yellowstone? There's fantastic options in both. But I'll say this, Yellowstone is going over the top. If all the stores here in St. Louis have recently had Yellowstone picks, and I've picked them all up. We got an event coming up where we're going to do just Yellowstone picks. I think they are just a cut above at this moment in time. So I'm going to go Yellowstone over Russell's Reserve. Maybe a surprise there, but that's what I'm doing. Katie, how about you?
So you've been talking up the Yellowstone picks here, and then even before this episode, you were talking another time about those Yellowstone picks. So even though I haven't had one, I know after this recording, I'm heading out and trying to keep my eye open for some of those that I can find. So I'm going to go with the Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. All right. That means Yellowstone goes up 2-zip. Robert, you're next. Russell's Reserve or Yellowstone?
Again, I'm running the problem that I haven't had any Yellowstone picks. I only had their regular releases. So you guys keep talking it up though. So I'm gonna have to come up and visit you, Steve, and try some of these picks, I think. So I'll go with Russell's on this one.
Russell's. Okay, that means Yellowstone is still up 2-1, but Russell's has life in this game. Della, you are next. Anything is on the table here. You've been talking a lot about Yellowstone, but that doesn't mean that they necessarily automatically get your vote. Russell's Reserve or Yellowstone?
Yeah, the talk doesn't mean that it gets my vote, but it does pique my curiosity. So I'm going to go Yellowstone.
Yellowstone moves on to the final. All right. Four Roses versus Old Foe. This one is ugly. It's a tough matchup here. Katie, you're going to kick this thing off. Four Roses or Old Foe?
I wish I was last on this one because I really don't want to pick between the two of these here. Well, I have had some of the Old Forester picks recently that have been phenomenal. The Four Roses barrel picks is kind of what first got me interested in barrel picks. I had found a few that I was just like, whoa, like this is different. And that really got me interested in noticing it. So I'm going to go with the Four Roses.
That means Four Roses goes up 1-0. Robert, what are you thinking? Four Roses or Old Foe?
I'm on the Four Roses train. I think you've got the really unique mash bills that you get with everything. And I know I've just had such phenomenal picks from them that I have to go with Four Roses.
Okay. All right, Della, how about you? Four Roses or Old Foe?
This is hard. Okay. Four Roses.
That means Four Roses moves on. Okay, our finale looks like this. Yellowstone takes on Four Roses, round number 7. Robert, you're going to kick this thing off. Yellowstone or Four Roses?
I'm going Four Roses. It's, again, for me, king of the barrel picks, and there've just been some of the best bourbon I've ever had in my life has come from their barrel pick program.
Okay, they are up 1-0. Della, what do you think? Yellowstone or Four Roses?
Four Roses.
Four Roses quickly goes up 2-0, on the verge of ending this thing. Miss Beka Sue, you're next. Yellowstone or Four Roses?
I'd first like to say to Robert, if you're going to be down in Key West, Steve Beam's going to be there, right, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
Dante?
Yeah.
I'll bet you can probably taste some Yellowstone down there. They'll probably have a barrel pick down there with
Nice.
them.
Oh, yeah.
And who better to taste it with than Fonte and Beam?
I'm up for that.
That being said, I said before, some of the best bourbon I've ever had has been Four Roses barrel picks, and that's not a lie. And so I've got to stick with the Four Roses. Close it out.
That means Four Roses has won the episode today. I think a very worthy win for sure. They are just tough. They've got that game down. The thing that I'll say, the only negative I'll say about I haven't seen any Four Roses barrel picks in a while. They're tough to find these days. It seems like for a while they were everywhere, but I haven't seen one.
Well, blame yourself for that.
Probably me. Yeah, probably.
If you want to see a bunch of them, Steve, just go to Jeff Kaplan's house.
Jeff Kaplan's house. Yes,
That's where all the barrel
he definitely has quite a few. But yes, short of that, just going to the store. Not really out there these days. But congratulations to the Four Roses team. You win, and you are our champion. Look out for Yellowstone though. They're right on your heels. Keep going, and good stuff. All right. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Katie, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
If you want to find me, you should head over to Instagram and search for Katie Proof.
Katie Proof. All right. Next up is Robert.
You can find me at all the Iron Root stuff. So at Iron Root Republic on Facebook or Iron Root Whiskey on Instagram and Twitter.
All right. Della.
You can find me on Untapped and Instagram at 6 Feet of Dynamite.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me doing barrel picks at Neely Family Distillery. You can also find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps when people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.